Hurricane season starts promptly June 1st of every year, but the system used to name these massive storms, that goes back hundreds of years. Using the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA, as a resource, meteorologist Taylor Stephenson learned more about the naming system. Now, she's here to break down how the naming system came to be and how the system works.
Let's throw it back to the 1800s, where people of the West Indies began naming tropical storms and hurricanes. These storms received their names based on what saint's day they fell on. Then in the late 1800s, an Australian meteorologist named Clement Ragg began using women's names to identify tropical cyclones. U.S. troops in the Navy and Army picked up this practice and began the same female naming system. Once the 1970s rolled around, meteorologists from the World Meteorological Organization, or the WMO, decided to include both male and female names and created the naming system we use today. Storm names are listed in English alphabetical order, but sorry Quentin, Ursula, and Zoe, the letters Q, U, X, Y, and Z are not included. This is because names starting with those letters are not easy to come by. Some storm names have Spanish or French roots because the same names are also used by Spanish and French countries and territories in and around the Atlantic Ocean. There are 6 different lists of storm names, so the names are recycled every 6 years. The only exception to that rule is when a storm name is retired. If the storm causes mass destruction, its name is retired and replaced by another name using the same letter. Hurricane Katrina, one of the most infamous hurricanes in U.S. history, had its name retired, so we will never use Katrina to name a storm again. From the 2021 hurricane season, Ida's name is now retired. In its place will be the name Imani. If there are more hurricanes or tropical storms in one season than the 21 letters available, the World Meteorological Organization has a backup list of names. Before 2021, that list consisted of Greek letters in Greek alphabetical order. But after the very active 2020 season, the WMO trashed that list because they felt like the names were difficult to pronounce and distracted people from the impacts of those systems. From now on, the alternative names will resemble the original naming list with English, Spanish, or French backgrounds. Any changes to the naming system would have to be approved by the WMO.
Interesting stuff right there. Now, the first name on the list for the 2022 hurricane season, he's sitting right over here, is Alex. How about that? Join us next week for our continuing hurricane season series, where meteorologist Courtney Jacobazzi will break down the importance of El Nino and La Nina in the season. Watch for that next Wednesday on 13 WMAZ News at 6, right?